Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Monday morning when this will pop up. Sunday night for me. Holy cow. Are you kidding? Who watches the weather nowadays? I mean, I grew up, people watch the evening news and we did stuff as far as that. Oh, wait, tangent. Hi, yarn channel, love yarn, there's stories. Anyway, so we all grew up and we watched that type of thing, you know, if you're of a certain age, and people don't do that anymore. But I do watch YouTube. So when I get a video and it shows Ryan Hall has a new video, I'm watching it. If you don't know who Ryan Hall y'all is, you might want to check him out. Man, he's like the best weatherman. He's like, hey, Colorado, you're getting some snow again. He doesn't like to dwell on Colorado because we're weird, but if he says we're getting snow, we're getting snow. So I looked and it's like, insignificant, you're fine. And then I looked again, you know, like Sunday morning, blizzard warning. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. We're at the whole blizzard warning. It went from insignificant, not expecting anything, to blizzard warning, and anywhere from 7 to 11 inches. Everything had just finally melted off from last week, and where we got that up to 3 feet, and now we're getting more. So we'll see how that works. Anyway, blizzard warning. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm working from home. I am not leaving the house. There will be no driving. So anyway, crazy. How about yarn? Should we talk about yarn? I want to talk about yarn. Let's talk about yarn. Well, if you've watched some things earlier in the week, you know I have just wanted to be on autopilot crafting. There's things going on in life, right? There's just stuff. I don't want to think about it. Oh, I want to craft. Let's not. Oh, I want to craft. There's no joke about that. I want to knit. I want to crochet. I want to do both, but I want it to be easy, mindless, meditative for the brain, you know, because your brain goes into those theta waves and stuff. It just meditative. It's amazing. I want it to be like that. And that meant a lot of things have languished. And anything for me that becomes a decision point. You know, you get two forks in the road. Which one are you going to go, right or left? I'm like, oh, no, I'm just going to set that down. No, we're not going to make a right. We're not going to make a left. We're going to set that down and I'm going to work on something else. And if I don't have anything else, I will start something. I know it's not the wisest. It's not the brightest. It's not the whatever. That's where my brain is. That's just all there is to it. It is so funny. It is to this point, right? So you've seen me working on my husband's amazing, absolutely gorgeous, my opinion, right? Blanket, right? I am working on his blanket and I am using Lion Brand, Wool Ease, Fair Isle, and the Red Heart brushed acrylic, and I love it. This thing is growing. Let me try to not pull it off the needles. This thing is growing. It is absolutely amazing. It feels wonderful. Well, I am at the point where I need another ball of yarn. My ball of yarn was in a box. I knew where it was. I do know where my yarn is. Surprisingly, even with this amount of yarn or what have you, I actually have a pretty good memory of what I have and where it's located. So I knew where it was. I knew what box it was in, but that meant I had to go get it. Do you see an issue here? I know that's pathetic. It is 100. That was a decision point. That was I have to do something. Now, this is the perfect thing for me to be working on. It is just a very wonderful, simple basket weave. I am doing 10 stitches knit, then 10 stitches purl. And I continue that all the way across. And I'm doing that stacking on top of each other, 10 rows. So 10 stitches by 10 rows. And then I switch. And then my purls become knits and my knits become purls. And that is all I am doing. This is a very mindless, but still has a pattern. Love it. But I needed to go get another ball of yarn. Well, I got it. That means that I can start working on it again. That's where that goes. Yeah. So in a fit of I have energy and I want to do something, I went and got the ball of yarn. My husband was quite happy. And I didn't work on it yet, but I got the ball of yarn. Yeah. So not only did I get that one, I mean, you know, do you get into like little, I don't know if it's a funk. It's not really a funk. That's not it, because I'm still doing stuff. But, you know, just that, I don't want that extra effort. And even something so minor is going and grabbing the next ball of yarn. It's like, no, I can't go there. That's too much energy. That's just crazy talk. I'm not going there. So, in my wonderful fit of enthusiastic energy, I also grabbed this. And if you've been around a while, you know what this is. This is that gorgeous Saint Nick color, Arcane Fibre worsted weight yarn for my husband's beautiful sweater. Okay, I'm closer. I went and got the yarn. Now I have to wind it. Okay, so we're getting there, right? We're getting there. So his gorgeous sweater that is just like sitting here. I mean, look at this. It's stunning. The body is ready to attach sleeves. And I have sleeves. I have them. Now, granted, I have about that much more on each sleeve to do. But I have sleeves. I do. I have 2 of them. The other one's, yeah, it's right here. It's here. It's here. See, I have them. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess this up if I keep pulling around like that. But there you go. They're not quite to the length they need to be. I used a full skein of yarn on each sleeve, but I have them. And I need to wind this. And then I need to do both of the sleeves. And see, that's a decision point. That was multiple points added up. I had to get the yarn. I still have to wind the yarn. Then I have to actually start doing that. And they've got the cables at the sleeves, but it's a simpler cable than the angel sweater that I'm working on. So I should be able to do that. That sweater is from my Viking knits book, and that is the Norse pattern. I already made the Papa sweater for him, now making the Norse. So it's a good book. I really like that. So I got that. And I'm excited about that. And then I also grabbed this one. You're like, what is that? This is also Arcane Fibre. If you don't know Arcane Fibre, go check it out. I'll have them linked down below. I am not affiliated with anybody. I don't get money talking about anybody. This stuff is gorgeous. His videos are amazing. He does a great job on dyeing yarn. It's just fabulous. This is the charcoal color. And this is fingering weight. You're like, hey, but you had worsted weight. I mean, they match really well, right? So his sweater is charcoal and the Saint Nick, but it's in worsted weight. Mine is in fingering weight. Mine has been sitting in timeout. Not really timeout. It didn't do anything wrong. Look at this. It's gorgeous. There's nothing wrong with this sweater. And you know what the sad part is? I am right here at what I call mindless knitting. I am literally just taking this and going around and around and around and around and around. That's it. It's mindless. It's amazing. It's mindless. It's what I want. But I had to do this. I had to get the yarn. Now I have to wind the yarn. Once I wind the yarn, this will get done quickly. Yeah, I know. It's just, please tell me I'm not the only one who does this. I'm not, right? You know, we all have our things. We all have our quirks. This is my quirk. So this is the Scandens, not sure how to say it, I'll link it, sweater. And I am using all Arcane Fibre Works yarn on this one. I have the charcoal. I had 2 of these. This is my second one. And I had 2 of the Busy Bee colorway, which is this. And I don't know where my second bowl is. Boy, I hope I sure can find it. I don't know. But I have gone through 1 full ball of that Busy Bee. And I am working on my second ball already. And I'll use that for the sleeves. I'm not sure how long I'll make the sleeves. And this is my second thing of the charcoal. So I've got plenty of yarn to work with it and stripe the sleeves and do whatever needs to be done. But I just had to wind the yarn, which is really, really pathetic. And then I'll have to put I've got all these just on pink yarn. I mean, whatever, just some thread and using that as my stitch holders. Then I'll have to pick up all those live stitches, pick up some stitches down here on the underarm. And then guess what? You can knit around and around and around and around and around. Oh, well, you got to pay attention because, you know, if you're doing decreases, you want to make sure both arms are the same. It's weird that way. You don't want one having a big puff sleeve and the other one being all skinny, tight, whatever. It's not the style. It's not. So those are that. So I'm really proud of myself because I know, little victories. Okay, I'm just saying victories. I got the yarn. It's upstairs. It's ready. Yay! So I can work on those things. So One of the other things that I know that, I've been working on is making squares. I have been doing big blanket squares. This is our Poent, and these are, what number is this one? 12. This is blanket square number 12. Now, this particular designer on Ravelry is doing 52 squares for the entire year. She's doing, for the first week that they're released, they are free. And after that, then it's just, you know, paid for, that type of thing. But I have been collecting them, and so far I've been making some. I really have. So this is number 12. I got this done, and I haven't weighed it yet, but I've been able to get 2 squares out of 1 skein of Joanne Big Twist value yarn, which has like 380 yards. So that works out really, really well. For me, they're about 16.5 inches. And now I'm trying to figure out how I want to connect them. My next one that I do, square 13, when it's by the time you see this, it'll be available, by the way. But square 13, when it pops up, I'm going to probably use the same color, because I've decided I want 4 squares the same color, and then I'm going to connect them with some crazy chaos something. So I want at least 4 the same, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the rest. So the next one I'll probably do this color also. But there you go. I've got ends to weave in. Let's see, what side's what? Oh, here. There you go. That's the right side. This one has a lot of texture. It has not been blocked. But these are fantastic. I've been having a blast making a different square a week. And I love that color. This is bright orange, if you didn't know. That's actually the color name, bright orange. So having fun. You can tell I like my bright colors, right? I mean, look what I'm wearing. This is a sweater that I made for myself. This pattern is called Brick. It is also a free pattern on Ravelry. And I used 2 cakes of Caron cakes is what this particular one was. And I was surprised that it actually fits me. I was just making it really for my daughter or daughter-in-law or something like that. And it's more my colors than theirs. And haha, I got it. I'm keeping it. They wouldn't have worn it anyway. Not the colors, right? The sweater's nice. They just don't like the colors like I do, because, you know, we all like different things. So those were some of those things. I did get to, oh, I'm going to show you the blanket. You want to see the blanket, don't you? I know you want to see the blanket. I started working on, because I didn't want to deal with any of the other stuff, the whole, as I call it, decision points and having to go start something or whatever. And I was on YouTube, because isn't that what we do? We hang out on YouTube, and, you know, even if it's just background noise. So Crystal from Bag a Day, her tutorial popped up, and it is the Bavarian Stitch rectangle blanket. All right, you know, we've seen these before, what have you. It struck me. I don't know why it struck me, but it struck me. And partly, I think I was, you know, when it popped up and I could see, I have these, right? This is the Caron Skinny Cakes. I've got some of these, and I had that beautiful rainbow color. And it was just sitting there staring me in the face. And I knew I had 2 of the rainbow. It's like, I wonder if that's enough to make a blanket. I don't know. Erin from Crafting Kitty is working on a blanket for her daughter, and using the Caron Skinny Cake, some of the new colors that they have available. And it is so cute. And it's like, I want to do that. I want to make one. I'm curious. So I didn't work on much other stuff because, yeah, I got on a mission. I was having a blast. I'm not going to lie. I was having a blast. I so enjoy the way this, and I've not worked with the skinny cakes before. I mean, I got a bunch of them when they went on sale. They were $5 a cake, normally $12.99. So when it went on clearance, last time they went on clearance, I got 2 of these. I got 2 of the rainbow and a couple other colors. I got 1 each of. Kind of sad about, because need at least 2 to make the blanket. But you know, I grabbed some of them and thought, well, if I use them, great. And if I decide to, I can pass them on to other people who might love them, right? $5, there you go. So I started my blanket. Look at that. And loving this. Absolutely loving this blanket. So I had a little mishap, and I missed a corner on one of them, and I did a little blanket surgery, and I think it turned out quite well. And I drove on. I will definitely pull back and fix mistakes. Some mistakes you have to. There's just no, you really have to. others you can mend, fix, do something to where you don't necessarily need to do that. And that's what I did on this one. So I was happy with that. And I have all but one end woven in right now. And the reason is I wanted to show you. Okay, so this is the back side. You can see this is the end, that blue right there. That is where I added the second cake of yarn. You see that? This is from here to the edge is the second cake. That is how much bigger those rounds get. So that's all the second cake got. You know, it's like, oh, well, I'll add a whole bunch. It'll be great. Second cake. No, it was not. So that's the back. But that's why I wanted to do that. I will weave that one in. Oh, you want to see the blanket surgery? I showed it. I did. I'll show it again. I wove in my ends. I got to find the right corner. It's a purple corner. I do know that. Okay, that's not purple. Where's my purple corner? You know, if you got to look at it this hard, maybe it's not so noticeable. It's purple. I do remember that. Where'd it go? Hey, that's a good sign, right? I mean, it's okay. It's noticeable, but it's not like, oh my gosh, jump out at you noticeable. So it's there. Can you see it? Can you see the mistake? Okay. So it's a little bit more ridged there, but that's what I had to, I forgot the cluster right there and I had to add it in. I did. There you go. And it looks like the other one. So, I mean, it's not, oh my gosh, you made a big mistake. That's terrible. And this yarn feels amazing. And, you know, I was worried about the colors stacking on themselves because with the repeats, they weren't super long, you know, and then you weren't getting around the full round. And then towards the end, I was going to 3 to 4 colors before I made it all the way to the end. So, you know, the colors are going to stack on each other in weird ways. And I was actually concerned, and people were like, no, go for it. And I'm so glad because my husband's commented on this one a couple times on how nice this looks. This is fantastic. So this right here, I've got a little video. So on that, you can see, oh yeah, you saw it too, didn't you? You did, you saw the chicken. I'll talk about the chicken. So on that, with that, I laid it out and I measured it, and it depends on how flat you lay it out or whatever, like 36 to 37 inches and like 42 to 43 inches in length. Well, my goal is 35 to 40 inches wide because I'm going to send this to Camp Boggy Creek for the sick kids and everything. So I will have this just, I'll box it up, you know, fold it up or what have you, and just have it ready to go. So the goal is 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. So I have this thing trying to do the rectangles to get it closer to the more of the bigger size, you know, so it's lap blanket, laying on your lap and everything, very comfortable. And it's kind of a funny one. When you hold blankets up like this, you know, I was always taught, you know, you kind of go like this, it's at the end of my fingers right here. That's at least 36, right? That type of a thing, you know, depends on how tall you are because of your wingspan and, you know, but I'm 5'8", so there you go. So, you know, it definitely fits as far as that goes, you know, measuring out the 36 inches. But depending on how you lay it flat and you go to measure it, you know, it can be like 40 something inches, you know, 46, 47 on the length and 32, you know, because it's stretched that way. I'm like, does that make it? I don't know. I think I'm overthinking it and I think I'm a little insane. It's okay. I did have, and move this out of the way, I did have a little bit of the yarn left. This is what I have left. I did some color control when I added the second cake, and this is what I had cut off. I didn't, yeah, cut it off, but knew that I could come back and use it. And this was the end of the cake. And you're like, hey, that's a lot. With the amount of color repeats that you're going through for one round, this should get around one more time. But if it goes around one more time, that will make a flat edge, right? You won't have the nice shell on the edge. It would make it flat. Now, if I wanted to do that, what I talked about is, you know, just to make it a little bigger, because again, I'm overthinking it, is I would add a black. Put a black around there as an edge or what have you as a border frame. Or if I really wanted to, just do 2 rounds of black right on it the way that it is right now and leave that. And I think that would be pretty too. Or just leave it alone. It's beautiful. Just stop messing with it. See, that's the decision points. I'm gonna just leave it alone. It's perfect. I'm gonna weave in that one end, fold it up, and leave it alone. So I am a nut lately. It is absolutely crazy. But yeah, this is where I'm at on this. It has made me so happy. I got this done in a week. I mean, start to finish. These cakes are 795 yards. Now, granted, I do have some left of it, but I don't have enough to really go around again and make it a nice finish. I'd still have to do another round of something to give it a good edge. These are a good distance, a good length. I have 2 of these. I could make another one with this color, which I think is pretty, but this one's better, right? You know, because it's for the kids, right? Like my sweater, perfect, because it's got pink and orange and purple and it's bright and it's crazy. Yeah, I have a lot of these colors. I really do. Yeah, I really do. I like this one called Plum Pudding. I think it's beautiful. Is that too adult? Yeah, probably. It's pretty though. And it was nice being able to use 2 of those cakes and just, you know, okay, got those, there you go. You know, because they take up some space and that was pretty good. So I felt good about that. And yeah, I'm so tickled. And it feels amazing. It really does. I've not used that before. Oh, they've got some great new colors too from Joanne on the skinny cakes. If you're interested in it, great. If you're not, that's fine too. Like I said, I didn't buy it when it was full price at the $12.99. I waited. Those were on clearance. I got those. I don't know if they have the rainbow out again because I'm not sure what colors they brought back. But even if you miss out on a yarn, don't sweat it. Something else will come along that you will love and that you will swoon over, and it'll be absolutely perfect and everything that you want. So, you know, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it at all. So in the little video, I know you saw the chicken. What I didn't have on there, I didn't have the chicken finished. I didn't realize right then. But look at that. Look. Oh my goodness. So this chicken is a combination of my Mystery Yarn Challenge 3-4 March 2024 and a little bit of the February 2024. The February was the comb and this, you know, because it needed the red. The other colors, I got 4 colors in my box. I had already used the colors and made some squares that I'll be putting together to blankets, and love those. And this variegated here, Elaine from Penguin Crafts, she was saying that she made a poncho, or that's what she thinks she made, or something along that line for her daughter. It's like 26 now, right? We all get that. So seriously vintage, red heart yarn makes me smile. I knew I had to use more of it. There was no doubt about it. I had to do it. I had to just get together and everything. And I know Elaine, when she got my name for the Mr. Yarn Challenge, she's seen my channel and she's like, oh yeah, I have the perfect yarn. She grabbed that, which was a partial skein, most of a skein, but a partial skein of that red heart, probably Super Saver, right? Oh my gosh, the color is amazing. And then went and tried to find some other colors that matched. I've got the brown on here, the yellow, right? And the orange. And look at that. Look at that gusset. Isn't that awesome? Did the nice stripe on that and had a blast doing this. So as we know, the emotional support chickens seem to be everywhere. Everybody's making them. The pattern is really easy. There's a knit version, that's what this is, and a crochet version. And you get the same look. So you have short rows. You can see that right here, this how it kind of goes out like that. You get the same thing with the crochet. They do the short rows. Everything's the same, but it's crochet as opposed to knit. How cool is that? So you're doing all the same construction and stuff as far as that goes, and being able to do, I've got the orange stripe here. I got a little brown stripe and some of the variegated right there because I wanted to get the brown in there too. And then I ended up doing it on the little parts here. I also put, and I showed it to you before when it was just the sock. I grabbed one of my socks, you know, just athletic, you know, the ankle socks, and I stuffed it with pinto beans because that's what I could find. I'm like, whatever. And so I told my daughter on hers, I said, don't put it through the washing machine. There's pinto beans in there. It won't go well. But that's what I did. And it gives it a nice sturdy base. I mean, you can see that, you know, it's gonna land right there, and it looks really nice. If I were to just stuff it without something in there, some weight to it, it would fall to its side. It, you know, like it's just like a weeble wobble right now, you know, weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. Yeah, I'm that age. So if you know, you know, right? I had a weeble wobble. It laid down once. I did. I got it to lay down. No one else got a chance to see it. I was a little girl at the time. Never did it again, but it laid down. I swear it did. I swear one time, only once. Those things did not want to lay down. They were weighted. They just, no. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Nostalgia, right? So here's my chicken. My first one, I put the blue eye on there, the blue eyes. I did do both eyes, right? And this one I thought with the orange and the yellow, I did the green. So it's got the nice green eyes on there, and just, oh my gosh, it is absolutely adorable. And I was really happy to use more of the yarn that I had in my mystery box and do something that to me, I think is absolutely fun with it. I was asked in the comments if I'm keeping this one. Yes, I will keep this one for a while. But like so many of my things, I end up giving them away. So I'll end up giving this away most likely. Don't know when, right? I mean, I don't give everything away. The head's been here for a decade. I haven't had the channel for a decade, but you know, the head's been, I've had that head for a decade. I started her a decade ago. You know, and the Totoro I've had for quite some time. That one I've had for a good decade also, right? So some things do stick around, but a lot of them I tend to give away. And you know, the emotional support chicken is absolutely adorable. I love her, you know, just so cute. But if somebody comes along, you know how that goes, right? And she speaks to me and everything, then she's gonna go home with them. That's just how that works. I think that's how it works for a lot of us as crafters when we make things, because you have to make things in advance, right? This wasn't done in 10 minutes. We know that. That took some time. She took some time. She's adorable. She's so soft and cute. So it took time. So you have to make your projects, whether you're making hats or mittens or gloves, or you're donating things, or you're just making things because you enjoy them, right? And, you know, we've got people that are making baby clothes and things and don't have any babies around. Well, people will have babies and you will have it done. That's how there is to it, right? So even if you don't have little ones around, I'm making baby blankets. Well, I have baby, you know, that I need to send baby blankets to. I'm gonna find a use for them. Can't Boggy Creek, that's where they're going. But making things in advance and then let the things speak to you, right? And that's what's gonna happen with this. She will speak to me and she will find a home. That's just all there is to it. So until then, I will love her and keep her company, and she will keep me company, and it's absolutely adorable until she tells me that she needs to go someplace else. And maybe you do that. Maybe I'm the only one that's just odd. But if you've been watching, you already know I have my own quirks and oddness and whatever you want to call it. And, you know, those are the parts of me I like. Yeah, non-conforming. Yeah. Does anyone ever really non-conform though? Because isn't there like a clique with that? Even like every group, it's like, I'm this, you know, but then they like everyone else in the group. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. But this is my project. And yeah, for somebody who didn't want to actually work on a lot this week, to start and finish 2 decent size things. I mean, holy cow, I made a full blanket. I mean, hello. That's cool. Got to work on my blanket for my husband though. That's a twin size. That's a lot bigger. I've never done one that big before. I mean, you know, knitting a twin size blanket. Nope. And then I did get to go out and visit with one of my friends, which I absolutely love. It's one of my friends in person, and we go and we'll knit and we'll crochet because we do both, right? And I have in my bag, I have because it packs down small. So I'm working on my friendship shawl, which I think is quite appropriate while hanging out with my friend. And I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is the fact that it has so freaking many ends that I'm going to have to weave in. But it is growing. Let me see if I can do this without pulling it off the needles. Look at that. Look how much that is growing. So it is stunning. And I am loving those colors. I love that yarn. It is gorgeous. I don't have a ball band right here, so I can't remember it's exactly what it is, but loving it. What I don't like I said, is you have all the ends. This is such a fine, lightweight yarn. I mean, it's just like air. I'm waiting. I might block it first and then weave in the ends. So haven't done those. I was asked, am I going to do more repeats since I'm using fingering weight yarn and the pattern calls for a DK weight? And we'll see. I don't know yet. It just depends on how it lays and how big I deem it needs to be, right? So it's gorgeous so far. So the pattern says, I've got 3 colors, just like the pattern. And it is talking about 6 repeats of each of the 3 colors. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 3 full repeats right now. Okay, so if I were to do that, then this is about half the amount of rows. But then, of course, we do realize each row is getting bigger. That's just how that works, right? And it makes this asymmetrical boomerang style shawl. And it's beautiful. It is so springy. And I'm holding this beautiful, gorgeous, springy, light as a feather shawl up while I look out the window, and we've got like blizzard conditions outside. So it's Colorado. It's a thing. Yeah. So this is what I've got going on here. And I have the 3 balls of the fingering weight yarn, and we'll see how far it goes. I don't think I need to get, 6. I don't think wherever it goes is what I'm getting at. If I end up doing more than 6 repeats and I have enough yarn for it, cool. If I decide at 5 that it's enough and that's as big as I want it, that works too. And we'll see how much I wear this and how much this goes. I do have a few of my shawls that I have kept, so that is really nice. And then while I was at the alpaca store, I did go and I picked up, another ball of sock yarn. Look at that. So that is painted gradient sock. Look at the colors. It is so pretty. And I wanted to start socks. Yeah, I need to start my socks. It is getting close to the end of March, and I make socks for my family every year, and at least 10 pairs what I give away. And I tend to make them all towards the end of the year, because by the time the end of the year happens, I'm done. I'm sick of socks. I don't want to touch them. And I don't normally touch them again until, sometimes June. Yeah. But this is such a pretty color. And this is one of those that makes the two matching pair like that. And yeah, now I want to do toe up socks. Yeah. I don't know if you knit socks, and if you do you do cuff down or toe up? You could tell by that look and that expression on my face. I do cuff down. Not that one's better than the other. It's just what I learned, and I'm comfortable with it, and I know how it works and all the construction, etc. Toe up, perfect for using every bit of your yarn. Now, this is a perfect pair type of a matchy thing, right? You can do the dark and then ends with the light, or light and ends with the dark. I'd probably do the dark to the light. And they did have one on display at the yarn store, so you could see how well the yarn works. And it's a long sock. I would want to do that, which means I would have to do toe up. That's a decision. So I was with my friend and I looked, I'm like, I think this looks like one of those perfect pair, 2 very matchy pair of socks. And I looked online for this one at the Lane's de Nord Made in Italy paint gradient sock yarn, 400 and how many yards? 458 yards, 100 grams. It's a 75%, what kind of, most likely a wool and 25% nylon. Let's see, what does that say? Oh, 75% Lena muzzling free It's a wool. Free, yeah. Muslin-free wool with chlorine-free treatment and 25% nylon. So it's a gorgeous yarn. So I looked up on the website to see if they had a pattern that went with it. They do. I know how to knit and I know how to read patterns. Oh, no, 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 no. This is an Italian yarn, so maybe it was, Italian pattern and then translated English or something, but no. I will look up another toe-up sock and hopefully we will see this yarn again. I have lots of other sock yarn, but this is pretty, right? This is a nice one. Yeah, and I was excited and no. So there you go. But I do need to get another pair of socks on the needles. It's that time. Even if I just do the cuff, right? Just start with the cuffs and just go. That's a good idea. With that, I'm gonna let you guys go. I mean, it's for somebody who didn't want to actually do anything but simple and mindless, it was pretty productive. I have my chicken and my blanket. How comforting is that? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's comforting. That's just like, here we go. That's happy. All right, everybody. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.